the action sequences we've done have been incredibly ambitious.
I don't know anything, I swear!
It was an amazing thing to be a part of.
The fight scenes are fantastic, you know, they're really magnificent.
We were really pushing to explore the action in a way that didn't feel like it was a compromise.
And that allowed us to deliver set pieces that just hadn't been seen on television.
It felt like a big Hollywood movie.
Gareth is a true auteur. He's someone that is so committed and intentional about everything that he does. Obviously, his signature is action.
What Gareth does in terms of how he specifically directs action is a method which no one else employs.
Come back to you, hold a beat as you look.
What I do differently from how action is traditionally shot is that we're being quite specific. There's a number of processes before you get to set, before you get to day one of a sequence. Action! We all got together and then we just started imagining what these sequences could be.
We put time into choreographing the action, but then also thinking ahead of time how it's going to be shot, how it's going to be edited.
We'll go through every single shot of the choreography, what it should be, each jigsaw piece. So, okay, well, this piece of the action is going to overlap into the next piece of the action. So the camera starts here, and then we have a next shot picks up from here.
Done. We're coming back up to you.
And then once it's choreographed, we look at those moments of how it's going to be photographed. And Gareth will film it, edit it on a laptop computer, and that becomes the blueprint for the action sequence that actually gets shot when we're making the show.
Yeah, the dragon's working, that's good.
I had the benefit of working with Jude Poyer and his team. I've known Jude for decades. Jude understood the degree of action that I wanted to put in that.
The pub fight in episode 1 is the first bit of pure action you get in Gangs of London. It's a really lovely teaser for what's going to come later in the series.
It's made to be quite knockabout. It's quite enjoyable. It's not done in a way that feels cruel or explicit or exploitative. It's done in a way where it's to kind of drag the audience through and make them have fun with the action.
You always have to justify the abilities that your character has. And I think Elliot's able to fight really well because there is this rage inside of him that pushes and drives him a bit further. I'm really quite a perfectionist. And if I've seen it in a certain way, I want to be able to do it just like that. I wanted to be able to really represent the work that they had done in pre-production and make sure that we were sharing that with our audience.
It's a really valuable tool for us to be able to make sure that we're not sat there twiddling our thumbs on location trying to figure out how to fix something.
And turn that way. Then profile. Big bang. Big bang.
So we really wanted to push the boundaries on this show, and Gareth was always very precise around that. Like, action requires the same treatment as story in a way. Like, you know, you really develop it, you find a language in action.
Action!
We don't want to do action for action's sake. There has to be a reason and there has to be a motivation and there has to be a story for that action sequence.
So for us, the action should elevate the great drama that we did and therefore really make you feel for the character. You can only achieve that if you've actually built the groundings for that storytelling.
Gareth came up with these set pieces that no one else could dream up.
I think that's what Gareth's known for, and that's his speciality. So it's very exciting. There is a kind of buzz on both in front of and behind the camera because we're creating something pretty special.